100 billion.
Who were in
All right, so listen up. State Farm was trying to charge me $197 for car insurance. No, thank you.
Gone is the hurt, the weight. Gone is the warmth of day. A stray boat saved happy memories engraved. Oh, into a velvety night beneath the lantern light. Last night brought the heaviest of snows, melting the songs of old. Tie the boat, ride a new one soon, sending me to the drowning moon far above.
Hello, guys. Hello, Ablot. Hello, Wolfenstein. Hello, Gucci. What's up, Jerome? How's it going, guys? I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for asking. What's up, Supersonic? It's my first time on Kick in a long time. Hello. Good to hear. I'm doing excellent. I just found out a new Nightwish album came out, so I'm super jazzed about that. So I did not re-dye my hair. I dyed my hair this color, and then I take. Sorry, I'm lagging. I need to plug my computer in. It lags when it's not plugged in. But I take really long baths, so this just kind of happens. So I guess this is like the base color that was under the color I put on my hair. I'll be back. I'm gonna plug in my laptop. It's lagging like a. Mellow, I did not. I actually went to sleep last night. I was exhausted. Thank you, Jerome. But yeah, I dyed it like the red wine color the other day. I might take a break from this album though and like watch some videos and catch up on some stuff. Yeah, we're only 8 minutes into this album. It's a good album though. I don't know if you guys have heard of Nightwish, but she's one of my favorite. Well, it's a group, but I love her vocals. They're one of my favorite artists. Very, very like symphony orchestra, like goth vibe. Very, very good for October. They released this album 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I'm gonna play one of my favorites from them in a bit after I watch some videos. Very great artist though. I think we talked about that last stream, didn't we, Ed? So much to live for, so much to die for. Might hop on TikTok too. I don't know what I'm cosplaying today yet, guys, but we're gonna find out together. If you guys have any recommendations of stuff you've seen me do in the past, just throw it in chat and I'll see if I have it. Or if there's like other stuff you wanna see me do, just spitball it. Maybe we'll do a poll of the things that I have. Yeah, definitely check them out. I don't know where they're from. I think somewhere in Europe. Chronic's saying hi. Mare, you wanna come up? You wanna say hi? You're like, nah. I'm just gonna rub on your feet. Alright, I wanted to watch some YouTube videos.
Sometimes it can be a lot of like very communication based stuff like eye rolling, crossing your arms. We also have studies that show that these are very communication based attacks. So since they don't engage.
Yeah, that's the new one, Coochie. Am I looking forward to any upcoming games? I've been out of the loop and there's a bunch I still want to play. Like I barely played any of Pal World. Wanted to play more Valorant too. I just like have not had the time. Wanted to play League recently too. I saw I think it was Nora Fawn. She did a Nico cosplay and I was like, oh, I want to play League. Fuck.
engage in a directly disruptive behavior, there's not something that they can be found guilty of. I wasn't hitting on your boyfriend. I was just walking past them in a bikini. If your boyfriend wants to look, that's his problem. What's the matter? Do you feel not confident in it? Do you feel like you're not attractive enough to keep your boyfriend? This is how they do. So the first thing that I have to say is this is one of the most important and also hardest lectures, videos that I've put together, and the reason is really simple. If you look at the internet today, misogyny is
Toxic dog.
and so I'm
What's
afraid that anything
Patreon?
that I say that
Like,
talks
what
about
is
how
Patreon
women
in general, or what is my Patreon specifically? Patreon is it's a platform in which people can host like videos, files, like audios, text posts, different things that is usually like exclusive to people who want to monetarily support them. You can also follow on Patreon for free. There's an option to post on there for free as well. But it's a pretty good platform for content creators to get monetization outside of just like ad revenue, because ad revenue can be really hit or miss. Also, people can struggle with getting demonetized for talking about certain things. Yeah, my Patreon is a little dusty. I'm trying to figure out what direction I want to take it. But mine has like little singing clips that I've done, little slice of life, just adventure things. It doesn't have like a whole lot on there, like full cosplay photo sets, stuff like that. I keep forgetting about it, but I do have people subscribing on there, so I want to spoil them with all the things that I've been meaning to post. So I might be posting some like really old stuff that I've been hanging on to for years that I haven't really done anything with on there, as well as I was gonna do extended cut like festival vlogs or travel vlogs, which I have a few of those, but like I said, they're just gonna be like past events because I just have so much going on and can't really seem to find the time to prioritize things like that. So it takes me a while to get around to the footage. What's up, Stan? Rare 15-minute break, nice. Hope you're doing great. Thank you so much. Welcome back, Ed. Oh, you're getting hit with ads. I knew. Someone gift Ed a sub. Alright, back to the video.
can be aggressive, women can be evil, women can be bad, will very quickly be taken as justification for further misogynistic behavior. But that's not why I'm making this video. In fact, it's something that I'm going to try very hard to avoid. So right now at the very beginning, I'm going to say this is not a video about why women are bad. This is a video about the fact that some women are bad, that some women do bully, that some women are aggressive, and that some women are even sociopathic. And the problem in today's world is that if you are faced with one of these women, whether it be a mother, whether it be a sister, whether it be someone at school, that these women can be incredibly aggressive in a very subtle and indirect way. And that this aggression can be so devastating that it can even result in death. Now, when we look at male aggression, we look at things like, okay, violence, right? So if you look at the number of men who are in prison for murder, the number is very high. And we know that men can be violent. There's this whole thing going on the internet about would you rather be alone in the forest with a man or a bear? And most women would choose a bear because men can be deceptive, men can be aggressive, and I know a lot of men get upset about that, but let's remember that women have their experiences. The problem is that when it comes to physical aggression, we have safeguards in place, right? So I'm not saying that physical aggression is easy to avoid, but you can go to, a martial arts
Hi,
class and learn how to
Sam. I was
physically
actually about
defend
to grab a
yourself.
drink.
You can even get something like mace or pepper
You look like you
spray.
could use a
If you are
manager and
physically
volunteer. Listen, bro. The thing is, I've had like some offers, especially from strangers on the internet, and I'm just like so scared of like horror stories I've heard in the past. So if anyone wants to like help me with my platforms, oh shit, my kick popped out. You would either have to already have like an established company or like just some kind of online presence where I can like see
that you have this shit down, or I would have to like know you for a long time. Yeah, I'm just a shit show, honestly. I'm a mess. I could really use help with like management things, but it's just like the right kind of situation, you know? But if you want to do it for free, like hype me up and send me assets and stuff, I welcome that. But as far as like when people want to manage me and then take like a percentage of my income or something like that, I'm like very hesitant because I don't have like a crap ton of income as is. But I know that if I like was more consistent and structured, I could probably increase it. But I just I don't know. I don't know.
Assaulted, there are places you can go. You can go to the hospital, they'll document your injuries. You can go to the police. I'm not saying that they always do a great job, but there are systems in place to protect you from physical aggression. There are scanners at the airport to make sure someone doesn't bring a gun in. The problem is that when it comes to female aggression and bullying, there aren't safeguards, right? What do you do? What do you say when someone is bullying you, when someone is being aggressive with you in an indirect way? How do you defend yourself? And the science on female aggression shows that the majority of victims don't even feel like they're victimized. They don't even realize that they're the victims of some form of aggressive behavior. So a couple of other quick disclaimers. So this is not a video just about female bullying. While this is the weapon of choice, let's say, for female bullies, which is why we're characterizing it that way, the first thing that I want to point out to y'all, just to be clear, is that men can be indirectly aggressive, absolutely, and women can also be directly aggressive. So this is a video about teaching y'all the principles of indirect aggression. Now, why do we talk about women if we're talking about indirect aggression? Because, frankly, that's what most of the studies are on. For the same reason that if you look at something like antisocial personality disorder or people who are sociopaths, these are much likely to be studies on men because that is the way that their sociopathy manifests, right? So they manifest in a particular way that is violent, that is more likely, it's easier to study men. So if we're doing a study on sociopathy, we'll go to places like prisons and we'll study men. So today what we're going to do is teach you what the playbook of a female bully looks like. What are their patterns of aggression? How do women sociopaths act? And I know these are all three different things, and we'll go into detail. So let's talk a little bit about female bullying and aggression. The first thing is that it is indirect, which means it isn't about doing something. It is actually about the avoidance of doing something. So it is about ignoring, exclusion, leaving you out. Sometimes it can be a lot of like very communication-based stuff like eye rolling, crossing your arms. We also have studies that show that these are very communication-based attacks and not even communication towards you. They'll do things like spread hostile rumors, try to do things like seduce your romantic partner, hit on your romantic partner. These are all forms of female aggression. There's another
On God, though, I would fucking rather fight someone, duke it out with someone, than have someone just like indirectly go around trying to ruin your life. That shit is psychotic as fuck. Like, I would rather box. Holy shit. Anyways,
important issue here, which is that girls who do this will often not engage in disruptive behavior, which is much more common in men who are bullies or boys who are bullies. So since they don't engage in a directly disruptive behavior, there's not something that they can be found guilty of, right? So if you go to your frenemy, and you say, hey, can you please stop hitting on my boyfriend? What they're going to say is, I wasn't hitting on your boyfriend. I was just walking past them in a bikini. If your boyfriend wants to look, that's his problem. What's the matter? Do you feel not confident in it? Do you feel like you're not attractive enough to keep your boyfriend? This is how they do. So the process starts with something called moving into the gray zone. Normally what happens is you have a circle of people who are all connected in some way. And the first step of the female bully is to isolate, to ostracize. So start engaging in different activities that move you into the gray zone. And this is what's so devastating about it. You can feel it happen, but it's so hard to blame them. Are you crazy? Is this really happening? Some studies show that the victims of female bullying aren't even aware that they are victims. They're made to feel stupid. They're made to feel at fault because there's no direct form of aggression. So it starts by pushing you into the gray zone. The second thing about female bullying is that it's oftentimes very group-based. So the person won't do something to you. They will say, oh, it is the group that is doing this to you. It's not me. It is all of us. And sometimes what happens is you don't have a single bully. You have 2 or 3 girls in a group of girls that dislike you.
Yeah, I got goosebumps. I got
got the truth bumps. Bro, this shit's hitting me hard. Thanks, Dr. K. My controversial king.
will work in concert. And since one of them doesn't
Thanks
invite
for
you,
the
because you know what would
validation.
be hilarious if we didn't invite this person to both of our parties. Wouldn't that be hilarious? Oh my god, that's such a great idea for a joke. So you don't get invited to one party, you don't get invited to another party, and then a third girl, someone in the group is like, hey, maybe we should invite this person. They're like, oh my god, this is so much fun. We're getting such great bonding time. So they create a situation where there is a diffusion of responsibility. It's not me that's bullying you, it's the group. It's not my fault that you're not getting invited to parties. Maybe you should work on being a better guest at a party. And once that person gets pushed to the gray zone, they will comment. They will try to defend themselves. And this is a term that's actually been, quoted in the scientific literature. This creates a retaliatory action by the bully group. Once you say, hey, why aren't y'all inviting me? The bullying group responds. Maybe because you're this way or this way or this way. We didn't do anything wrong. It's all in your head. So once they push you to the edge and you decide you want to defend yourself, you call them out on their behavior. And this triggers something that's well documented in the literature called retaliatory humiliation.
Oh, why aren't they texting me back? Are they mad at me? Do they not like me anymore? I'm scared to ask for reassurance and fear that I'm gonna look too needy. What? Am I scared of abandonment? Yes, I am. I haven't been able to stop replaying these breakup scenes in my head.
Yo, okay, but what she's saying in this advertisement is exactly what Dr. K is saying. Like, the reason you're afraid to ask for reassurance is because sociopathic bitches like that exist. Like, that's why it's hard to ask for reassurance, because sometimes people really don't have your best interest in mind. Like, anyways.
You called them out on, oh, no,
It's
it's
debated.
not my fault. Why are you so crazy? Why can't you see the way that I'm being nice to you? Why can't you value my friendship? Why do you view the world so negatively? They blame you for attacking them. This is how it works. So if we want to defend ourselves against this cycle, we have to understand what triggers a bully, what makes it safe for a bully, as well as the sequences. There's subtle things that the literature shows that you can do to protect yourself, and we have to share those with you. So first, let's talk a little bit about the neuroscience of female aggression. So the first thing to understand is if you look at why women are less overtly aggressive than men, women are much more sensitive to the possibility of retaliation. So if you ask men, like, what would make you attack or not attack someone else, men are okay being punished in return. So, one of the very classic things that we see in various like TV shows and things like that, right, is you see a man who's got a black eye and a bruised face and stuff like that, and you're like, wow, bro, did you get into a fight? Their response, you should see the other guy. Yeah, the other guy's way worse. Men are fundamentally more comfortable with dishing out damage and receiving damage. Getting hit back is not a very good deterrent from aggression. The consequences of their aggression, men, generally speaking, care less about. The number one reason why women are less likely to be aggressive is because they are concerned about the fallout from their aggression. They're concerned about getting hit back. And we can even see like some versions of this in the animal kingdom. I think you've got to be super careful when you talk about animals and extrapolating it out to human behavior. But if we look at things like prides of lions, right? So the female lions will do the hunting because the thing that you're attacking doesn't fight back. It's about catching it, not fighting it. But when there is fighting that needs to be done, when hyenas are attacking a lion pack, it's the male lion who fights, right? So we see versions of this even within the animal kingdom. But we also know from neuroscience studies that this is probably correct. That is, it is the inhibition of retaliation that really causes women to not be aggressive. And how do we know this? Because we can look at studies of alcohol. So women are much more likely to be physically aggressive when they're drunk, just like men. But the mechanism is different. So specifically what alcohol does is when a woman is drunk, fear-based circuits that warn them, that inhibit behaviors because they say, hey, if you hit someone, that person will hit back. This is a fundamental inhibition to female aggression. And alcohol disinhibits us. So what it does is disables the fear of the consequences. There's also something really fascinating. Oxytocin increases female aggression. And you may say to yourself, well, hold on a second, Dr. K. I thought oxytocin was a bonding hormone. I thought oxytocin is the hormone that causes...
Okay, I'm just gonna predict. Like, maybe he's talking about, like, in defense of whatever you're feeling oxytocin towards, like a partner or a kid or something. That's what I
bonding between a mother and child. Oxytocin is the milk letdown hormone. So when women are breastfeeding, right, they have a lot of they have a lot of milk production in their breasts, but how does the breast know when to release the milk? It is oxytocin that triggers breast milk release. And so you may say to yourself, but hold on a second, oxytocin is also the cuddling hormone. When people have sex and they cuddle afterward, both of their brains release oxytocin. This forms emotional bonds. So let me ask you, the one archetype that you should avoid at all costs is the mama bear, right? Anytime we know if there's a wild animal that has babies, they will be incredibly aggressive. And that's absolutely correct, right? So when we have a child, a baby, it can be a mama bear, it can be like a mama dog, like whatever, mama cat. Anytime there are kittens away, there are cubs at play, there are children at play, women can be incredibly aggressive. So when a woman has a child, the oxytocin level is through the roof. And if you threaten the child, the mom doesn't care. Normally, female mammals, women, are inhibited by the possibility of getting hurt. But when oxytocin is floating around, it actually increases maternal aggression. And that's evolutionary. So we have to understand that if we want to stop a female bully, we have to remember that the biggest thing that inhibits aggression is the fear of the consequences. And so once we understand that, what we really need to focus on is not calling them out on their behavior, but creating and shaping an environment where there are going to be consequences for them. So we're going to talk about a couple of other triggers for female bullying. So one of them is very unusual. So one way to trigger a female bully is by you making another friend. So right now you're part of a social circle, right? So you're in the social circle, your bully is in the social circle. One of the things that will trigger your bully is if you start stepping outside of the social circle, if you create...
I'm still likable and cool, even though you think I'm a bad person, bitch. I know you watch my streams. Hi.
a network that excludes her, she is much more likely to trigger a bullying response, right? So this is kind of the social dynamic. They're super concerned about their place within the social circle and hierarchy. We can also see this, I've seen this in my patients when, mothers have I have a great relationship with my daughter. My daughter and I are besties. And then the daughter starts making friends, starts going on trips, triggers this weird bullying response from mom, where mom's like, yeah, I don't want you to hang out with them. Like, you never spend time with them. They start guilt tripping you. They start complaining to your other family members. Yeah, she's making the wrong friends. They start to use all of these other things around you. They don't tell you, hey, I feel excluded from your life. I feel like I've invested my whole life in you. You're the primary source of my social support. And if you start making friends outside of me, I feel alone. They don't say that, right? They will start to rally allies to try to get you from not hanging out. Oh yeah, this boyfriend isn't right for you. Why? Because he's helping you be independent. Fuck that. So one thing and this is the reason I share this is because it's so confusing for so many people. Because you're like, I don't understand. I thought we were friends. I don't understand why. It feels like this person is excluding me. They're insulting me all the time. Like, they're saying slight things. Oh, yeah, like that dress. What do you think about what do I think about this dress? I think the dress would look way better on you if you lost some weight. They say shit like this. It's insane. And you're like, I don't understand. What did I do? Is something wrong? Did I do something to piss you off? Plausible deniability? No, of course. Why? Of course not. Why would you say that? I'm being your friend. And friends are honest with each other. And you look like shit in that dress. I've heard it in my office doing psychotherapy. It's insane. Okay, so
Thanks, Wolfie.
One of the triggers is a fear of ostracization, exclusion, making new friends, forming tighter bonds with people in your shared friend group. A couple of other interesting statistics about aggression and female bullying. There's a stereotype that female bullies are attractive, and this is probably true. So when a woman is attractive, they are more likely to engage in bullying. The really interesting thing what the movies don't tell us is that if you're an attractive woman, you are also more likely to be bullied. So you're about 35% more likely to be bullied.
Bullying is
if you are an attractive
contagious.
woman. And once again, remember what's going on here. It's about pact. Right? It's if you're the prettiest girl in the group, something that can happen is a couple of other girls in the group can be jealous of you. There's a lot of stuff about mating, which we'll talk about in a second. I hate to say this stuff, but somewhat true, right? Where if you're the pretty person, and this is what's so interesting. So why are you more likely to be victimized if you're a pretty woman? Not just by male aggressors, by female aggressors too, because that increases the plausible deniability. Oh, pretty women, you have pretty privilege. You get all of the advantages in life. You're so lucky. And by the way, haven't you seen Mean Girls? All the girls who are bullies are hot. You're the bully. I'm not the bully. It's that retaliative humiliation. Hey, why don't y'all?
Seething right now. The like pretty privilege shit. Like, okay, so some people think I look like a foot. They think I look like Mafia Jinx got hit by a fucking tire. Yet they look like a fucking, pile of cow manure themselves. Anyways, um, bro, bro, pretty privilege. Prettiness, beauty is subjective because some people think I have like the pretty privilege. Oh, you must get everything you want, blah, blah, blah. Bitch. No, no. I've had to work for the things that I have. Like, work my ass off, bro. Like, and some people think I'm ugly. It's subjective. It's fucking subjective. But yeah, and it just meeting other women who have probably had something like this happen to them, or I don't know. It's just about perceptions too, because I feel like a lot of like women will do this when they think the other person thinks they're better, or they need to be taken down a notch, or like humbled, or whatever the fuck is going on with that psychology in their brain. Um, I hate that. I hate that. I hate that we treat like people we see as like more attractive like they need to be taken down a notch. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like everyone should feel like they're beautiful. Hello, Kellogg. How you doing, love? You know a few psychiatrists. Nice. I know a few myself. You planning to bully the bullies? I've been bullied in life, and I've been a bully. I don't want to be a bully. I kind of realized where the bullying came from, and it came from like learned behavior of other people bullying me, and that's something I mostly shed while I was still in like middle high school. Um, but it's like the content creator industry is kind of reminiscent of high school, so maybe I've been guilty in the past of this type of thing. Um, I don't want to be like, oh, I'm better than everyone. I could never do this. But I feel like I have a good understanding of how it works, especially because I've been around a lot of women in the content creator space, women, non binary, whatever, who will exhibit this type of behavior and then justify it until no end. They're like, I'm not being like a bully. I'm not being mean to this person. They're just a bad person. We should really be careful about like including this person in this community because I've deemed them bad and you guys should deem them bad as well. And it's just, I get sometimes people do things that are like problematic, but to the lengths that people go to exclude other people once they've been deemed problematic rather than to do things to encourage healthier behavior, I I can't justify that. Like that's where I feel like I kind of closed that book with like my experience in the content creator space and exhibiting this behavior is when I started to like be like, oh well, this person's kind of problematic. Maybe we should be aware of this. And then I just saw how like pack mentality and vicious so much of the internet got when it was like that. And I'm just like, it took a minute, but I'm like, I really don't fuck with this. I don't fuck with this side of the internet. I don't think this is accountability. I don't think this is like doing any good for anyone. Give me just a second. My fucking camera is hand activated, so let me fix that because I talk with my hands a bit. Anyways, my little ranty. On a serious note, I get what you're saying. Well, thank you. Envy is a hell of a drug. That is true. I've been jealous of people too. I get what that's like, but like you should try to use that jealousy to propel you to your own success rather than to take someone else down because that's never going to make you a better or more successful person spending your energy just being like, oh, this person is the problem. I don't know. I think being ugly all around is the ugliness of a facade that the cake face with layers be doing for the coping. I am also hand activated. What did she just say to me? I have a plan like that, but if I ever thought I was going to be mugged, I was going to mug the other characters, beat them to it. Like, give me all your money. Girl, give me your money that you stole from other people. I'm stealing your stolen money. Oh man. This is hilarious. Oh my gosh, I love you guys.
maybe you should be a better friend. You know, oh, you think that just because you're attractive, that makes you entitled to come to all of our parties and all of our social events? They're more likely to be victimized and more likely to be bullies. So even if you're an attractive woman who's listening to this and you're thinking to yourself, I don't understand why people treat me this poorly. And here's the other problem, right? Is if you are an attractive person and you have pretty privilege and you go to someone and you say, hey, I'm a victim too. Something bad is happening to me. Do people listen to you? Of course not. And that's why they pick you as a victim, because remember, their primary fear is fear of retaliation. So if they can get away
the most a female could pursue, or an immigrant female from an Albanian community, would be becoming a teacher, maybe a nurse, but even to get
with it, they're more likely to be aggressive. Another thing that is very commonly a source of
Bro, I hate the generalized statements. Like, you're just bad friend, whatever, or bad person. It's like, what specifically is this person doing that they could, like, actually improve upon, instead of you just, like, writing them off entirely with, like, some vague statement. Yeah. Like, if any of the people who I feel like have acted like in this way towards me ever told me specifically what I was doing, I would go to like all lengths possible to fix it, to like make sure I was accommodating other people, to make sure that like I was communicating the right things or listening to them communicate. So,
bullying is the fear of like sexual threat. So if you look at the data, women who are sexually threatening to their friends' partners, like women will look at each other, and I realize this is not all women, this is just literally what some of the studies show, is that one of the things that triggers female bullying.
That's the thing I feel like a lot of people need to realize though, is that like we are both like good and bad. Nobody is like completely through and through a good person, like a fucking saint. Like from my experience meeting many different types of humans. So that urge to just completely like remove someone else from society, it's like a fucking it's I don't know, it's like a pendulum swing, and you're also kind of being like a little bit of a bad person because it's just like I don't know if you guys have seen the fucking kick streams where they're like hunting pedophiles and like they're like pissing on them and doing like crazy shit. I watched one of those and I'm just like, this is not justice. Like, is this a kink? Like, why are you peeing on them? Like, what are you doing? Like, it was so weird to watch. I'm like, what? Like, just put them in jail, bro. Why are you peeing on them? What are you doing? Why are you shaving their head? I like getting my head shaved, so I'm like, what are you? What are you guys doing?
Bullying is like some degree of belief of like mating competition, right? This is somewhat primitive, depends on the person. Not all women are like this. I would even say the majority of women are not like this. This video is actually about the minority of women who I believe are aggressive. That's what I've seen in my clinical practice. So if you suddenly lose a lot of weight, if you have a makeover, if you start dressing better and taking care of yourself, if your self-esteem starts to rise, this can make you a target because that's very threatening. I used to be the prettiest girl in the group, and now you are competing. So if this stuff resonates with you, right, the good news is that there are actually a lot of studies that look at how can we protect people from this? What are the interventions that we need to do? A lot of these studies actually come from schools. So how can we prevent female bullying? And we're going to give you all a couple of key things that you can do if you're in this situation. The first is that bullying is much more severe in small groups. For whatever reason, if your friend group is between 1 and 5 people, bullying is much more common. It is less prevalent in
Bro,
groups of
small
people
town
between
shit was
5 and
crazy.
15. So if you kind of think about it, like, I don't know if this kind of makes sense, but in groups of 1 to 5, there's a very like fixed amount of resources. There's a very important kind of tier list, right? Because these are the 5 people involved, and we want to make sure that like I'm at the top and you're at the bottom. But when we get to levels of 15 people, it's really hard to manipulate 15 people. Oh, the 4 of us are going to get together and we're going to
Well, my opinion, a lot of times, not with everything, but some things, that pendulum, the thing that you know is horrible that you kick someone else out for, isn't going to be bad in the next 5 years, and then all of a sudden you're the bad guy, the person who kicked the person out. Is that what you're saying? I mean, it's nuanced and it's complex for sure, but I feel like there's a way to address whatever the issue is that gives the issue a real opportunity of resolving itself rather than just like without context just being like by um and not giving them an opportunity to even like understand what it was that they were doing wrong, so then they're more likely to go and repeat the behavior with like another friend group or other people, or just kind of be in this like pit of despair and confusion and frustration for why, despite trying their best, they've been maybe rejected by others without any real like substance of a reason why, and that could lead to them like harboring more resentment and animosity, which could lead to a bunch of different issues, homelessness, whatever, like many different things. I'm just like kind of hypothesizing about how it could maybe be done better and less callously and cruelly, because for a lot of people it's something as simple as like following the wrong account, you know what I mean? Like I've just like I've been in a lot of different content creator like kind of spaces and friend groups, and like there's like some really petty shit where it's like I know it's like devastating people on some level, because like people do want connection and do want friendships, and then when it's like all of a sudden like, oh, you're problematic, and then it's just like pushes them further to like this side or the other, and I don't know. My cat is like, I went in and then out. Hindsight is always 2020. We are actually victims of our own pride, yeah. Yeah, like if you're promoting the behavior of this is how we deal with undesirables and no room for growth, then you're fucking yourselves, because when you are in that situation, you'll get the same treatment. Completely valid. Yeah, I actually like kind of put myself in that situation, I would say, in some ways. Because like I was critical of others, and then once I like started to realize, well, shit, you know, like I'm a fucking flawed person. Um, and like there's also just so many people around me who are doing like crazy shit. Like and I'm just like, so I don't wanna, you know, like it's not as simple as like, oh, just remove the toxic people from society. It's not that black and white. Maybe a BPD if you think it is. It's just not. And so like coming to that conclusion and kind of just expressing myself to like, you know, other people, like how I was feeling in that, and then being treated as if it was that black and white, knowing that like these same people are like completely imperfect and do bad things themselves. I'm like, I guess I deserve it. I don't know. I definitely didn't deserve a lot of bullying that I experienced at a really Fuck. How long was I muted? God damn it. I don't remember what I was saying. It's all good. It's all good. I said it. I said it for myself. What happened to the audio? I accidentally muted. Yeah, dude. Like when you're criticizing someone else for their behavior, you just really have to be mindful about your own like toxicities and things that you've done. Especially things that like like if you're bringing something to the public attention and you're like, oh, look at all these horrible things that this person has done that is like provable, there's factual like evidence, like whatever, you can kind of like distort that in some ways and be like, well, they did this, so they must have done this. Um, but then you've done all these other things that aren't on paper, that aren't on like the internet, but you're just like suppressing those to the back of your subconscious, and you're just like, but look at all the things that they've done publicly. And then, you know, like celebrity culture and stuff, I feel like really fuels this in people. We kind of grew up with like TMZ and like learning that it was like cool to talk about and like critique other people, but not really be super open or vulnerable about our own downfalls. Like 20 seconds, I don't remember where I left off. And like what was seen as being a good person was completely different 50 years ago. Yeah, and it's like completely cultural and subjective, like what is a good person. um yeah, and that's like my major confusion, like with my adolescence. Like in my 20s, I've really tried to like figure out, where do I align politically, where do I align morally, like who am I as a person, and also kind of just observing like other people, and like how everyone contradicts themselves, and how it's so subjective and it's so complex, and it's so like there's people who commit genocide like thinking that they're a good person, you know. um it's I just don't like when people call me like a good person. Even now, it's like I appreciate the sentiment, but it also kind of like, that's like not a compliment that like sits in, because I'm like, what does that mean to you? And what am I showing you right now and hiding from you right now that makes you make that assessment? Not that I am like my past mistakes or meltdowns or whatever, but like I guess, yeah, just like having close friendships with people where um yeah, like you just can't be vulnerable with them about stuff that you go through or stuff that you experience, because they have just this like rose tinted like view on what is good and what is bad, and like, yeah, just humanity in general. So I don't know, it's fucking complicated. We gotta do another philosophy day or something.
Gonna go boating on Saturday, and then there's still like 11 of us that are not going, so you can go hang out with those other 11 people. So the tools of the bully don't work nearly as well when we're talking about like numbers greater than 5 up to 15. So one solution that you can do is, if you're someone who's a serial victim of bullying, especially if we're talking about the female style of bullying, once again, men can do it too. One of the things to look out for is small groups. And the really
Bro, I got bullied to shit and then I became a bully. Like I was kind of a cunt. Like I'm not gonna lie. It's learned behavior though, and that's what I really want people to kind of like take home when talking about like good people, bad people, like psychology, whatever, is like when people do really shitty things, like when they're bullies or something, a lot of the time they've really been around people who've bullied the shit out of them, their family, whatever, like, and then they go to school or whatever the fuck, and then they really take it out on other people. And that's like, I've seen that pattern play out so many fucking times. And yeah, that's like definitely where I'd say it came from for me. Um, you know, like I was very much criticized from a very young age. And like nothing I could ever do was right. So, and it like, for a long time, I just like fucking took it until I became aggressive myself. Cause I'm like, whatever, I'm not gonna get fucked with anymore. I'll fuck with like other people so they don't fuck with me. And that like, tit for tat, like kind of fucking thing is very common. All flags are red in rose colored glasses. See, and I had somebody who wasn't a very good friend to me, but I thought we were friends. They told me when I was going through a very intense, hard, like vulnerable time, um, and I was like looking at things in a different way, that was actually like an epiphany for me. Because I would like constantly just be in fear and in like a trauma headspace, and like, oh no, like these people could hurt me, like whatever, until like I eventually started really seeing the beauty in everything, like very strongly, and also being like really self-reflective of my own flaws and my own um like role in my toxic cycles in my life. And despite like the people who had hurt me that at one point I thought I hated them, I was actually seeing like their lives like so much more empathetically. And then this friend like condescended me publicly about me seeing things through rose colored glasses. And I was like, of all the work I've had to do on myself, and honestly, like, get away from that friendship because it was like this toxic loop of like female bullying, like passive aggressive bullshit. Um, to view things in the way that I do now, I view as a huge step in growth and self improvement. And so for her to condescend me about that, it was like too ironic, man. Too fucking ironic. Yeah, I don't know. Humans are complex.
Scary thing is that if you've been a victim of bullying and there's social isolation, you are so much more anxious in larger groups.
I sound enlightened. I mean, like, I definitely still have my flaws. I'm 28. I'm not going to say I'm an enlightened being. But, like, to come to that conclusion, for me to express that was a huge step in growth for me. So, yeah, I don't view having empathy for your like people who have hurt you in life necessarily as rose colored glasses or even Stockholm syndrome. Like it can be, but it's like to make sense of it in that way for me helped a lot. And tracking that pattern like across like including that person who condescended me, like I had to come to this revelation to forgive that person too, because like I had to have empathy for the things that they went through in life to make them such an aggressive like bullying person who would put other people down for fun. Like I had to like do that same work to forgive them. So like I guess I'm seeing them through rose-colored glasses. I guess maybe I was because like they still like after all that time had passed didn't see an issue with treating people like that. Because I think it was such a like ingrained like defense mechanism for them to make them feel funny or like they were important or something. But whatever. I'm just psychoanalyzing myself, so I don't know. I didn't appreciate the way that I was treated though, and I didn't appreciate being psychoanalyzed. So Uno reverse.
You end up gravitating towards smaller places that you feel safe and are actually at a greater risk of being exploited. So larger groups are actually protective. The next thing that's really interesting is that a lot of female bullying propagates based on bystander effect. Everyone else is gonna be like, I'm not gonna get involved in this. There's some kind of power struggle going on. I don't want to get hurt. So one of the things that you can do to stop female bullying, if you see it, is stand with the victim. You don't have to, and this is really important, you don't want to accuse the bully because then that'll trigger the retaliatory humiliation. All you want to do is signal to the bully that this ostracization is not working, right? So this is where like it's subtle, but I remember like working with some of my patients and what we would do is we kind of like talk about it, right? So instead of saying like, oh, like we're excluding this person, you're excluding this person, that's not good, you're bullying them, you can't say that, because they'll say, oh, I just forgot about it, plausible deniability. Instead, what you want to say is something like this. Hey, I just noticed that we're not inviting this person. I know we were thinking about this, but I was just thinking like, how would y'all feel if we, you know, if you got left out? That's not really cool. Maybe we should invite her anyway. So you're not accusing anyone. This is really important. You have to let them get away with it. And you want to stand with the person who's bullying.
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like people think rose-colored glasses is like I think it's a really potent and powerful act of love to see the divine in someone despite their flaws. Um I don't personally view that as rose-colored glasses. What you're saying, I vibe with because it's like rose-colored glasses could definitely be like, oh yeah, okay. Oh, look at all their red flags. Okay, I just need to cut all these red flags out in my rose-colored glasses. And then like once all of the red flags are gone, I will be happy and complete. And then it's like, oh wait, where's all my friends? Oh wait, like, oh, okay. And then yeah, it's just like you can turn that in on yourself and you get and honestly, like real talk, like deep whatever, trigger warning, that's like what led me to like feeling thoughts of suicide. Is like, oh, okay, I've cut out all the toxic stuff in my life. Wait, I'm toxic. Oh shit, I should probably in myself. Uh, that's not healthy. That's not healthy. You should like really, really, really learn to have empathy for what brought you to those moments of toxicity and what has made you this way without justifying it or like continuing it, but just to like really have empathy for those red flags and those toxic parts. Because if you don't, and like the people closest to you are like, oh, you're a bad person, like okay, we can watch Dr. K's other video. I've been yapping about this for like a year straight. Actually, this is what brought that fucking friendship to an end, was me talking about suicide on another stream. Um and like how many fucking people are like actually killing themselves because society is just like cutting them off of social connections and telling them that they're a bad person and it's their fault. Like I'm sorry, that makes me a little bit emotional think about that. But yeah, I appreciate you guys in chat. I appreciate you guys being here. Um, right. Right, dude, like, I'm toxic. Trigger warning. Red flag warning. Put red flags all over my stream, and I'm not claiming to be a perfect person. But what fucks me up mentally is when other people who I know are not perfect people just claim to be and then just are like everyone else is the problem, like, oh, I was toxic this one time, but like it's because of all these other people, and I have no responsibility for that, and I've cut all the toxic people out of my life and now I am perfect. Like, okay, dude.
We want to advocate for them. This is the other really interesting thing. We move on to number 3, which is kind of baked in there, which is a no blame intervention is very effective. So when you kind of point out the bullying behavior, you actually don't want to blame the bully. This is actually step 2 of their debate combo, right? Where you blame them. You don't blame them at all. A no blame intervention, which can mean, which what that means is like sort of focusing a little bit about on feelings, like, oh, like this is unfortunate, no one's to blame here, and it's bad, this person is being excluded. Let's be kind to this person. Let's advocate for this person. Let's include this person. You don't blame them. That'll trigger the defensive response. Our goal is to raise awareness, right? Because remember that female bullying happens in the shadows. It happens subtly. It happens in private conversations. It's eye rolling and things like that. So all we really need to do, not all, but one of the most effective things that we can do is make sure it doesn't happen in the shadows. Just, oh, by the way, hey, did y'all notice this is happening? I'm not blaming anyone in particular. So what we're trying to shoot for is I see you. If you are the person who is the victim in this situation, you don't want to call them out on it. What you want to signal to them is I see you. This is not happening in the gray zone. I am not oblivious to what is happening.
So what is ClickUp? ClickUp is an all-in-one productivity software where you can manage everything and
You know, so you don't want to say, hey, you're excluding me from all of these parties. Instead, what you want to say is, hey, if y'all don't want me to come, you have a group text or whatever. Hey, I heard y'all are getting together at so-and-so's house. If y'all are like interested in talking about particular private stuff, like I totally get it, right? If y'all don't want me to come, totally fine. I know that so-and-so is going through a tough time. If she doesn't want me there, I totally get it. I hope to catch up with y'all later. Raise awareness of it. And then if you say, hey, you guys don't need to invite me, but I am left out. By the way, hey, I'm left out. So what that does is recruits all of the other people. The way to stop a female bully is not by stopping the female bully. It's actually to recruit everyone else. It is an indirect form of combat. And then what happens is those people start to think, well, I don't want to be left in this situation, right? We should include other people.
Does anyone want to be my friend? Man, I would love to like get together a bunch of people and play Among Us and do cool things. I've actually been afraid to reach out to mutual friends that I had with this person because of how like complete they were about like saying, yep, you're a bad person, I'm done with you, get out of my life. Except for I'm the one who was like, hey, I approached it in the wrong way. He was saying there's a wrong way to do it. I kind of approached it in the wrong way, and I'm like, hey, like I noticed you like these tweets of me and you ignore my fucking messages all the time, but you can make the time to like tweets talking shit about me. So, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take some space. And then they're like, well, you are a bad person. We haven't been friends for a while anyways. I'm like, okay. Word. And then like a couple other people who I thought were my friends at some point were they just like on that bandwagon. They're like, oh yeah, no, totally. She's yeah, totally. totally bad person. Like, okay. It's just and like the friendships in like content creation, it's like love bombing. It's like, oh my god, I love you. Oh my god, you're so amazing. Like, oh my god, your hair. Like, oh my god, like your streams are so good. Like, oh, you have so many followers. And then it's like, oh, you did something problematic, and this other really big streamer doesn't want to be your friend anymore. So like, they have more followers, and yeah, you're just sorry. Sorry, nothing I can do about them posting explicit stuff of you without permission. Sorry. And I'm like, okay. So like when like two former friends went with that friend, and then they're all like, then I just started to really think like, does everyone hate me? Has no one just like ever been real with me? Has everyone love bombed the shit out of me and then just hates me all of a sudden? And that's probably not true. I'm sure there's some people who just are like out of the line of fire and they don't want to like participate. But for me, it was like, I don't know, maybe in the past, if I, you know, had a friend and someone else was doing something to hurt that friend, and I could say, just like without like attacking anyone, just be like, hey, have you considered that this is hurting this person's feelings, and you've already like decided that that doesn't matter to you, but I'm just like observing, and I'm just like, hey, maybe like this is, you don't have to, you don't have to, maybe not. But I don't know. I guess I'm just problematic. I'm very confrontational. I used to be like terrified of confrontation, but now I'm just like, not like confrontational in the sense where like I'm gonna fight you, but like if there's an issue and people would rather people please or like left it unsaid and just ignore it and pretend it doesn't exist, I'm like, hey, what about this is like affecting us, right? Like this is like a problem. I don't know. What? I'm purging right now, guys.
People, and
Don't
by the
mind
way,
me.
this
And by the way,
person
this
seems
person
pretty
seems
decent.
pretty
This
decent.
video came out
Everyone
22 hours ago, and I'm like,
everyone on some level knows
Some
what's
level
going
knows
on.
what's
And
going
if
on.
they
And
want to
if they want to
gravitate
gravitate
towards
towards
a community, they will actually end up supporting you, much more likely. Much more effective than calling the person out and triggering.
you know what? I'm just gonna reach out. If they decide they don't like me, that's okay. If they're still following me and they don't like me, that's a them problem. I don't know.
Retaliatory humiliation. Another really important
a really important thing to do is to avoid emotional overreaction. So anytime you emotionally overreact,
everything is happening in the shadows
and
gray zone. So if you get very, very emotional, you're like, you did this and I can't believe that you're not a good friend. Ooh, wow, this girl. Oh yeah, I'm so sorry we didn't include you. Can you believe her?
I know, dude. That's gaslighting, though. That's fucking gaslighting. That is such gaslighting. That's insane, bro. That's insane to act like that. Like, and that's my thing about like being afraid to get close to people is like I have meltdowns. I'm pretty fucking sure I'm autistic. My kiddo is autistic, diagnosed. He has emotional meltdowns. So it's just like if you're gonna treat someone like that when they're having an emotional meltdown, you're not a safe person for me to be around. Oh my god. And that's the thing with like being a bad person. Like you can isolate one thing. Like if you just isolate me having a meltdown, there's no context around it. I'm just having a meltdown. Holy shit, that bitch is crazy. But it's like the context around it, like what leads up to it, like things like autism, like things completely like different with your brain. It's the context matters. Like if some dude randomly like in Walmart started like hitting himself in the head, like people would be like, "Whoa, the fuck? He's crazy." But like if you have autism, my kiddo has autism, and if something goes wrong, some kind of sensory thing, like he's in a really bad meltdown, he hits his head. And that's like a thing about autism, bro. It's yeah, I don't know. And that's another reason I really feel like I've struggled with autism for a long time without being diagnosed is because like the states that I would feel like before I would get to the point of self-harm, like it's like a meltdown. Like I feel misunderstood, I feel overstimulated, like nothing I say matters, like I'm not a real person. And like it's fucking hard to deal with, man. It's hard enough to deal with without like that, like, oh, eeh. like catty type behavior. Yeah, exactly. It's their self-interest, yeah, for sure. Right.
Emotional
Emotional
overreaction
overreaction
only
only
plays
plays
into the
into the
female bully's
female
faults.
bully's
So instead,
faults.
what you
So
want to do
instead,
is
what you want
be
to do is be
aware and
aware.
witty. Be like, oh yeah, this is the third time you guys are forgetting to invite me. Look, I don't know what's going on here, but like, you know, if you guys are enjoying doing this, I'd love to join y'all. But at the same time, like, if you guys don't want me there, that's totally fine. Just let me know. Like, I'm just confused more than anything else. Data suggests that snappy and humorous comments can go a long way. That's highly, like, situation specific. The last thing to consider is that the goal of a lot of female bullying is social isolation. The best way to
Wait, what are you saying, Wolfie? That's the thing that we were conditioned. We think we need friends when you try to search for them, but you end up gaining them when not searching. Those red flags are mixing with people for me. What's the case of when a natural state of flow kicks in and everything falls into place? Oh hell yeah, I love that. I'll tell you if your ancestors I'll be carrying you though if we ever did. Wait, what? Wait, I'm watching a restream. It's like I've thought about you covering this topic. Night to self, or note to self, keep the camera rolling at all times so we can play by play on the foul penalties calls in life. Are you asking me to stream 24/7? Where's my kid right now? He's with my mama. In a different state. I actually moved to a different state because I have more rights here. As somebody with an interest in psilocybin, most of the country is very far behind on that. And places like Colorado, it is written into legislation that parents shall not be discriminated against for things like psilocybin and plant medicine, so long as it does not inhibit their ability to parent. So I am buying a piece of land, getting my life moved over here. So my kiddo is with my mama. I spent the summer with them, and I'm going up to visit them again very soon. But yeah, I keep my kiddo kind of off stream. I don't post pictures of him or anything. I want him to be able to make that decision when he's old enough, whether or not he wants to be a public person. So I don't share his name or anything like that.
protect yourself is not to fight the bully, but to be impervious to their attacks. So one of the best antidotes to being bullied is to actually develop social skills and learn how to make friends.
Oh, thank
So
you.
what happens is the bully is more likely to be aggressive if they know that their actions are going to isolate you. That's the goal. They push you to the edge of the social circle and then they cut you off. But if pushing you to the edge of the social circle doesn't work because you're able to form bonds or even form bonds with other people, and then you can play their game too. Oh yeah, I noticed that you guys had 3 parties and y'all didn't invite me. I totally get it. You know, it's so interesting. At first I was upset about that. And then I realized, like, you know, I'm not sure if this is intentional or it's callous. I don't know if this particular person really wants this to happen. Sometimes I get some aggression from her. But I really found, like, I'm hanging out with this new group of people. They're so chill. They're very inclusive. They're very kind. And if you ever kind of feel excluded, by the way, like, you can come and join us. That's like a headshot to the female bully. You go to this other person, you say, hey, I have this other group of friends that's better. Because if the female bully is bullying you, they're going to bully other people too. The last thing that you
Honestly,
can do
true. That is so true, though. That is so fucking true. I love that. Thank you, Dr. K.
Is share feelings that
I honestly really love the people that I have in my life. I have many, many amazing people in my life. I'm just like, I have this hesitancy about getting super close to people because of experiences I've had in the past like this. But kind of just like treading the waters and like, yeah, like bigger groups of people, like dance parties, like stuff like that. I really, really love it. So yeah, thank you so much, Kellogg.
Including the bully can resonate with. So this isn't blaming them. This is really important to understand. But when you share with a bully in a non-emotional way, what effect this is having on you, sometimes the bullies will actually stop. There are studies at schools that show that this can be helpful, right? Hey, when you forget to invite me, I still feel isolated and alone. I feel like I don't have friends that care about me. Because oftentimes female bullies are not sociopaths, right? They actually do care about other people. A lot of this stuff is kind of subconscious, and then you do something really interesting. You give them the opportunity to extend the hand of friendship, and then they can feel good about including you. So it's kind of weird, but something about sharing your experience in a way that can trigger empathic concern can be effective at disarming a bully. Now, we're giving y'all a lot of these options because not all of this stuff will necessarily work, right? So that's why we have to think about all these different options. So do I want to strengthen my social skills? Do I want to share my experience of this? Do I want to be witty? Do I want to form bonds with other people? And make sure you don't fall into the missteps, blaming the bully for what they're doing, because it's all gray. So if you blame them, then you've fallen into their trap. Female bullying is absolutely...
Level up your grow with Norse Boar's Boomer Bin Monotub. The first monotub.
Yo, they heard me talking about shrooms.
Modular design.
They heard.
Real problem.
Real
They know.
problem that I don't think
The government's watching me.
since we don't talk about it enough, it's actually getting
because female bullying and indirect aggression are so outweighed, male aggression, physical violence, and things like that, that it doesn't get enough time in the spotlight. And what this means is that the people who use these abusive behaviors are like running free because no one is talking about it, right? So if you look at statistics on intimate partner violence, the likelihood for a woman over the course of her lifetime to be abused by a man is about 37.3%. The likelihood for a man to be abused by a woman is about 30.9%. So things are worse for women than they are for men. And at the same time, just because breast cancer is more common than testicular cancer doesn't mean that we should take all the people who have testicular cancer and say, hey, screw you, right? So we want to educate everyone about bullying. We want to protect ourselves against male aggression. We want to protect ourselves against physical aggression. And we want to protect ourselves against female bullying. And we want to protect ourselves against indirect aggression, which, by the way, men can employ as well. So my hope is that this video is helpful to y'all. What actually inspired this video was a woman on our subreddit saying, hey, I'm being bullied by women. I don't know what to do. It's an exceedingly common experience. And so my hope today is that we've given y'all some insight into understanding how female bullying works. Men can do it too. We can also call it indirect aggression. Once you have the roadmap of it, first thing to realize is that, yes, it's really happening, right? So half of the armament of the female bully is gaslighting you into believing it's not real. And once you realize, yes, it is happening, understand this 3-hit combo. Isolation, moving you into the gray zone, triggering an emotional response, followed by the knockout punch, which is retaliatory humiliation. Oh my God, can't you see how crazy she is? We forget to invite her once. She's so unstable. I don't want to hang out with people like that, because now you've given them license. So for those of you that are struggling with female bullying, I really hope this helps you. Remember that this form of indirect aggression can also be done by a man. And please let us know, like, how y'all feel about this, right? Is this helpful? Are there more things that y'all want to go into? Do you want to share your experiences in the comments? All that stuff is good. So thank y'all very much for listening today, and I hope it helps. And remember, not all women are evil.
Thanks, Dr. K. But they are all traumatized. Oh, man. This is gonna get me bonked off YouTube at my because it's a little intense right now, guys. Sorry, Poppy. What do you guys want to watch, guys? Any recommendations? The algorithm really do be giving me all the mushrooms. They know their audience. It's a little too ambient. Ooh, more Yelkor. Oh wait, what's this?
Okay, so someone left me with a guitar. I don't know who the fuck it is. I need to cut the strings. I need to like ask people because there's no way that someone just left this with me unintentionally. Maybe I don't know, but it's beautiful. You need to cut the strings.
cards. Yeah, that's so easy.
It is Yellow Core. They're one of my favorites. Hi, Jerome. Oh, yeah, Gucci. I'm in Colorado right now. You're in Minnesota, right?
Did you know there's an easy way to get more views on your old YouTube videos? And the best part is it's free to try.
Next time, I think we should avoid angry mobs.
Keep going.
Hey,
You can hide in the forest. I'll make sure they don't follow you.
What? You expect me to leave without my servant?
Don't worry. I promise, no matter how long it takes, I will find you. Now go! I'm sorry. Yeah.
No! Wait! Please! Mommy! Stalk through the fog and you'll find a little tree. Onion its branches are the many sides of me. I'm all you got on this cursed Halloween. You can't run away now, now it's time to feast. Monster girl, hiding dark, hiding the hearts, cast a spell on ya. When the cats are purring, heat the cauldron, raise the temperature. Don't trust my little potions, I'm the one who'll give your body chills. Feeling like you're floating, do I know you love this kind of thrill? Right into your neck and your static goes so hypnotized. Got me away, I'll return to you late in the night. Rise with me, take it slow until you're out of bed. Die, baby, but our love will last until the end. Whoa, could you ever?
Cool. She's so cool. I love her.
What would happen if I told ya?
Where's the next rent? I haven't gone since I...
Wishing I was near to here. Raise the bar if you want, I'll make you disappear. Graveyard, hang with me and you lose every fear. Wild card, free your mind and see it crystal clear. Employed my appetite, break, wait, voice, destroy me, my acolyte. I need hot, it'll cost you to shoot your shot. Raise the stakes for the flames, for the game or not. Yeah, my head's in my hand and my heart isn't there. Not very many fans and they love me here. Prepare yourself for horror waits. Stay the night and take your place. Oh, could you ever love a monster? What would happen if I told ya? Walk through the fog and you'll find a little tree. Honest branches are the many sides of me. I'm all you got on this cursed Halloween. You get Halloween and now it's time to feast. You get Halloween and now it's time to feast. Through the fog and you'll find a little tree. Honest branches are the many sides of me. I'm all you got on this cursed Halloween. You get Halloween and now it's time to feast. You get Halloween and now it's time to feast.
Time to level up and start your business on Shopify, the platform made for commerce, with business lending solutions designed to fuel your growth. From first sale to full scale, build, run, and grow your business with Shopify. Start your free trial today.
It's time to grow your business. Create a website. How? GoDaddy. Coding.
Det finnes veldig mye julemusikk som bringer glede.
seen, comparing yourself to the person you were at age 17. I put my suit on and I tied my tie. I look like someone I don't recognize, and it would be so much easier to love you if you could only see yourself like me. And wouldn't it hurt much less when you were lonely if you could only see yourself like me? I found a letter, dear future me. I promise I'll take care of the person we'll both be eventually. I'll pick up painting, and I'll join the gym. I can't shake the feeling that I'll be happy by the time I'm him. And it would be so much easier to love you if you could only see yourself like me. And wouldn't it hurt much less when you were lonely if you could only see yourself like me? Please be disappointed in me. Isn't it obvious I wasn't who you think it would be? So much easier to love you if you could only see yourself like me. And wouldn't it hurt much less when you were lonely if you could only see yourself like me?
What do Elma, Jimmy, and Marcus have in common? They all grew their businesses with Fiverr freelancers. Whether it's for building a new e-commerce store, seeking marketing or business consultation, boosting performance with a variety of AI services, or even if they're an architecture firm looking to get more work done. It's
この先に何があるんだろう。いつからか考えなくなった。考え方。それすら忘れてしまったのかも。変わらない自分だけの世界が毎日が続いていく。でも寂しくはない。どうってことないんだ。
up. Thank you very much. Itchy palm, you know what that means? I was literally just thinking of that. Does that mean I'm about to get a big dono? Sucks up Viagra. Nail color is cool. On it, really. Whoops. You need to do your hair like mine. This was actually an accident. I did all over color with this color, and then I take really long baths, so the rest faded. And I guess this is the color that was under it. So it was a total accident, but thank you. Welcome in, guys. Little Porter Robinson chill organizing sesh today. I'm also live on, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick right now, by the way. Hair's not too difficult. There's lots of really good videos online. Thank you. You just gotta be careful if you're gonna bleach it. Make sure you do that part really precise, but the color aspect is pretty chill. You just have to kind of like know color theory and like don't try and like, I don't know, do red and then blonde the next day or something. Welcome in, guys. Fully through out now. Nice. Thanks for the support on YouTube, Wolvie. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Levi. Thanks for following Night Wolf. Welcome in, guys. I love Porter, but I kind of want to listen to that Nightwish song I was telling you guys about. I really like it. It only has, okay, I guess this one has 2.6 million views, but the one on their account only has like 300,000. Ooh, they remastered it. Wonder what the remastered sounds like.
That's what makes Kittle such
I listened to this song when I was like 10, 11 years old. I fucking loved it. Dye your armpit hair? I don't know about that. Sensitive spot to bleach.
Once my best friend. So much to live, so much to die for. The lighter shade of blue in my hair actually so I started with just this. This is Merlot, the shade Merlot. And it was like this wine color, and I put it all over my head. And then I take a lot of baths, so this ombre is actually just from me taking a bath, and I guess this is like the base color they used, I guess. Thank you so much, Cowboy. Thank you so much for the heart me. Thank you, love. I appreciate it. I've been pretty good. Thanks for asking. How about you? This time losing love that's hurts nobody. Wait, is it? Oh, bro, I was like, why does this sound so weird? It's still on 1.5. This is not a 1.25 song. Oh, they didn't archive all their songs. Very cool. It has been a minute. Cowboy, thanks for liking the live. I appreciate it. You guys like or share the live, that helps out a lot. Thank you so much. Like I said, I'm on Tik, YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. Thank you. Pew. 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 I have been super busy. I've been wanting to stream more, but it just hasn't, like, aligned.
Picture this. Saving up to 10% when you bundle your home and auto insurance with USAA. Some things just click. Get a quote today.
Hi everyone, I'm
I
Isabella
didn't
and
see you too, cowboy. Parasite Eve? So it'll be like a good resource for vetted good products. Thank you for the baby ghost, Ogglesworth. Thank you. Thank you so much. Denton, Texas. What? I lived in Denton, Texas. That's crazy.
Looks like some kind of garage sale.
Environments are not passive wrappings, but are rather active processes which are invisible. The ground rules, pervasive structure, and overall patterns of environments elude easy perception. Anti-environments or counter situations made by artists provide means of direct attention and enable us to see and understand more clearly. Interesting. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back actually.
What's up?
Hi, Jira. We brought you here today to let you know that we made the business decision to switch to ClickUp. Your performance has been decreasing over the last few quarters. There's no innovation, no new features, poor customer support, and there have been several complaints for years.
But you know, I just have my way of operating.
I know, and we really appreciate everything that you've done, but we just can't be productive with you on the team. And we gave consideration to the fee hikes, but then there was the server issue, and now you're telling us that you don't have the speed to work with our new projects, and we can't proceed.
Come on. It's not that bad.
Well, we need more features, and you charge us for add-ons. Our non-dev team wants to work in a different way, and yet you force everyone to comply with your way only. Yes, and when we want to share data in a new way, you just flat out refuse. And when we want to integrate new tools, you pack up your stuff and you go home. Yeah, so frankly, your replacement, ClickUp, just handles our workload more easily and can do way more.
Look, I tried explaining all this in my last update.
I know, okay, it's enough. Also, how many times have we caught you sleeping on the job?
It's not technically sleep. I'm closing my eyes for a few seconds so I can think about my workflow.
Well, I think we're done here. You can go. Thank you so much.
Bring your epics, stories, and sprints to ClickUp. Free forever.
Take all of your add-ons with you.
There's just so many back there.
We're in the middle of watching this Price Master video, so we're gonna resume that. 2,000 likes on TikTok. Thank you so much, guys. It's kind of spooky. The fuck? This was filmed in Denton, Texas, and I used to live there, so this is like extra freaky. Any gloves that match your outfit? No, but that would be cool. If you guys want to see what we're watching, we're on Twitch and YouTube and Pick, by the way. I feel like I know this guy. Is that... What's his name? I forget his name. Some political guy. What the...
As far as I know,
Look for one. 2 views.
Yeah.
He doesn't have that. I need one.
Really?
Yeah.
Who found my sleep paralysis demon?
Mess around with old watches and stuff. I need more than regular eyes, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna try pumpkins yet. Soon though.
Old pocket watches and old wind-up wrist watches, tiny. Oh yeah, some of that stuff.
It's amazing to me how they even afford this stuff.
Oh yeah. Back when my made we got some of good rates.
Yeah, I mean, like just the mechanics of it. I don't even really understand how a little cool.
$17.95. Mini TV. We'll take a check for $13,000.
Good morning, sir.
Sure.
Hey, here. It's not just for breakfast anymore.
What the fuck is this? I feel like he's like an anime character. I'm about ready. New things freaking me out.
to get the name of this song. The song's called Price Master. Part 1.
Oh, these wonderful. The signs themselves are worth it. I'm glad you like it. They're
That's kind of steep. That's a little steep. Does he take negotiations?
Take five. $5? 5,000. 5,000. Yeah. Sí, ya le dije. Been waiting all morning for this. The appearance of the black firebird. This is a rare sight indeed. The black firebird. And there it goes.
The fucking music! Sounds like a sweet set. Freaking. Fucking Longhorns hat. This is like a horror movie. It's like a 32-minute video. No, it's only 9 minutes. It's almost over. What the fuck? But there's a part 2. How long is the part 2?
Hey Meta, take a photo.
Guys, should I just get those glasses and strain my whole life? What's up, Johnny Brandon? If you guys are confused about what we're watching, it's on YouTube. Okay, wait. We're gonna take a break from Price Master though.
brands on brands on brands.
Save 20 to 60% off other retailers' prices at Ross.
I was so excited when I heard the sandwich was back. I was like, Cloud 9. What's up? This is Mike. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich is the pimento cheese. It's savory and delicious, and the filet itself is perfectly juicy and crispy.
Real customer paid for their testimonial.
I'm the team mascot, and boy, am I running late. Ow, what a hit. And if you don't have the right auto insurance coverage, the cost to cover that might tank your season. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
We turned Boost Mobile into a legit nationwide 5G network. Huh.
Getting a fresh deal at Subway has never been easier. Just buy any footlong in the app, get another free.
At Verizon, every phone can be the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence. Wow, phones are going to be flying to Verizon.
At Verizon, new and existing customers can get iPhone 16 Pro on us. Trade in any phone in any condition. Only on Verizon.
On the borders of safety, that's where I find peace. Where the black sand meets the raging seas, I see the forces for what they truly
Okay, guys. I'm gonna try some ice cream with you guys. I have Ben and Jerry's tray for churros. YouTube's yelling at me about the copyrighted music right now, so give me 1 second. This is a new flavor. I've never tried it. Sounds delicious though. Moment of truth. I'm looking like neon? Should I what? Bro, that is so good. It tastes like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. With like this it's almost like the consistency of cookie dough, but like churro. Bro, that's just good. You guys hear the fire truck? Bro, that's just so good. Hooray for churros. It's a new flavor. Fucking delicious.
This shit ain't nothing to me, man. Haters and sham.
Bro, this shit is so good. Mmm. Mmm.
Did you know that there's a specific 2,000-year-old Korean food that you can eat to help get rid of your heartburn naturally? And did you know that acid reflux and heartburn affect nearly 1/3 of adults in the U.S.?
Okay, I'm gonna have to like cut myself off from this. It's too good. Bro. Not sponsored, but I should be. Mm. Bro, I can't stop. It's too fucking good. It's like churro cookie dough. Mmm. Broski. Who gives it the right? Alright, we're gonna watch Dracula Flow.
This shit ain't nothing to me, man. Haters and shambles, they stay picking the corn out of my shit. The Smith & Wesson got me moving like an invasive species. I got Midas touch, fuck boy. Been so bad I made a shit in my chopped cheese. I'm at the bank, about to withdraw all of it. These Valentinos are from Milan, you fucking idiot. That fentanyl gave me Vitruvian man flexibility. Got me in a state of rigor mortis. Caught a broke boy trying to come up on my Amazon package, so I skinned his ass alive. Ah! We smoking Sergi Vodka spinal fluid infused quick release perks. She spread it, and let me take a deep sniff of that mahi. I gave that pussy a raspberry. They needed a stealth soldier, so I put my hands on the hibachi hot plate at Benihana and burned my fucking fingerprints off. They will not find me. Konnichiwa, you little jit. Snorting some premium Matisyahu got me fighting for my life. I make a nice stew out of that pussy. Blacked out on the Percocet. Ordered a Desert Eagle off Amazon. I used to nut in my socks until the crust smelled sweet. I ain't never going back. Hidden Valley Ranch ice cream cake in my frontal leaf. Got Sudanese crystalline shards poking out my lungs. Fuck boy. I'm in Göbekli Tepe shirtless in a loincloth. blowing bareback asshole out smoking aqueduct-filtered sherm. Told Shorty to keep that box breathing. Yeah, she's squeezing the garlic. We're smoking Java Man. Face pressed up against that monkey sniffing for dear life. The Cuban link will turn the diamond tester into a pipe bomb. Glock 34 shivered his timbers. Blew her back out using a mammoth skin condom. Dick pussy free balling like Shaq and Kobe. I'm smoking Mesopotamian, Stanley Cup triple award winning soul bleeder, taint blaster, JD Power Associates, Jingleberry Zaza. We smoking that IBM quantum computer. I can't wait to curb stomp you in these dumb, ugly ass Rick Owens shoes. I'm Dracula. I'm 12 million years old. When I hit it from behind, the room smells like absolute Nietzsche. They said I wouldn't shit on them. I spread my cheeks and hit him with an absolute screamer. Little bro was emaciated. The perks done ate little cuzzo ass up. These cops are interrogating me about an ounce of weed as if I didn't kill an Applebee's hostess 2 miles away. I come from a long bloodline of Italian leather. My bodegas have veins pumping through them. Smoking indigenous Fronto leaf in a bacon, egg, and cheese. Hashtag Leche Menderoy. Eyes bloodshot, leaning up against the wall, beating off to my chrome heart's boots. Ops was talking crazy. Shot him in the mouth. My Audemars Piguet, worth the GDP of Yemen. If this watch breaks, the foreign exchange market will take a 28% hit. People will die. My diamonds come from the most horrific situations possible, slurping a quick release perk off the plate like a pinto bean. I keep my Glock at the Vatican. She squirted on me. I loved her in public.
I had to put my ice cream away before I ate it all. What did I miss?
In the Chi Manga. They're sick in the head. They forgot I'm him. I'm the himulation. I am him Kardashian. Him Buck 2. Himon and Pumbaa. I got my DNA test back. Turns out I'm 100% Himalayan. Fuck it. I ate the op. She let me hit it. That gas sound like salmon roe. You ran off with the DD Kong.